Gauntlets, the wacky, zany side mode of Black Ops 4 that provides players with a unique challenge. Lay on the floor that's covered in guts. Use an F-tier wall gun on round 27 after you've already max pack-a-punched a good gun. Defend the third broom closet on the left with a pair of nail clippers. It's time to set sail on Voyage of Despair's unsinkable gauntlet. Well, the first one. It starts off with round 1, titled Unsinkable, and if you beat this round, you beat the entire gauntlet. And people call this map hard. You need to finish the round without taking any damage, so naturally I did the smart thing and picked the Strife so I could get in zombie faces with the stiletto knife. Look, it's 150 points per melee kill in this game. I can't pass that up. Challenge numero dos, or number 2 in American, is well equipped, where I could only kill zombies with equipment. Fortuitously, I had Wraithfires equipped, and they are the best equipment a man could ever want, aside from a LEGO Insider account, that is. Gotta get those free rewards. Thankfully, one Wraithfire ended the round as I watched these fools burn. Round 3 is shall we dance? Yes, we shall. The game clearly wasn't paying attention to the way I've been playing so far anyway, because punching zombies in the face with my knife is how I play every game of Black Ops 4 Zombies. Round 4, Perk Up, where I needed to survive the round with at least one active perk. To that end, I bought Quick Revive from this rather perky looking statue and snorted it into my brain, which really helped clear my sinuses that have been clogged for 2 weeks with a cold. To be fair, it's man cold, which is scientifically proven to be worse than the cold that women experience. Trust me, I heard it from that 10th dentist who doesn't recommend the toothpaste. I won't say which brand it is unless they sponsor me. Round 5 is what you've all been waiting for. Never Say Lever, where I can only use the wonderful SX Model 7. It used to be regarded as the worst gun in Black Ops 4 Zombies. It still is, but it used to be called that too. It's actually funny that they brought it back in Black Ops 6 and made it awesome. At least this dragon camo looks really good on it. Before ending the round, I left the area to get set up a bit on the map. I grabbed the shield pieces, drained the water in the engine room, as well as activating the pack-a-punch location, and built the shield to cover Scarlet's ass before headshotting the final zombie of the round. Artifacts of Life is challenge 6, and you need to activate the Sentinel artifact. There we go, mission complete, I guess. Anyway, killed the zombies and activated the pack-a-punch location at the bottom of the grand staircase before finishing the round. Round 7 is much like round 6. Shielded means you need to have the shield, which I also already have. I'm so proactive ever since starting my new meds. I snorted Winter's Wail into my cranium and spent some time in the dining hall with this KN-57 Mastercraft that's named something Japanese. I try to pronounce it, but I'd probably say something offensive like Nagasaki and get banned from YouTube. Round 8, closed for business. You probably thought the same about my channel when I stopped posting, but no sir, we're like Chick-fil-A here, only we're open 1 day a week as opposed to 6. All buys are disabled, and that means everything. No ammo, no perks, no doors, not even wiping the results of an all-nighter by a Blight Father, not that he spawns this early. Unfortunately, that means a delay on buying the rest of my perks, but I figured I needed to let my nose hairs regrow after all the huffing from earlier anyway. Mystery Shopper is round 9, and I needed to get a weapon or my homie Mumbo Jumbo from the box. I got a nice Rampage shotgun, which is actually pretty decent, but I also got trapped in the corner, which was not. Thankfully, I covered my cheeks with my shield and used a Wraithfire to calmly ride off into the sunset. Before finishing the round, I activated Pack-a-Punch in the cargo hold in order to update my KN-57 to the Ruined Revenger. I then sent the final zombie to Davy Jones' locker. Round 10 is waterlogged, and you need to defend the cargo hold while it's submerged. I left the area undrained, but I'm pretty sure if you did drain the water, it would just come back like in the main quest. I decided to hang out near the Pack-a-Punch machine at first, going up for air when needed, and using my specialist in Wraithfire underwater. How would they work under fire, you ask? Element 115, of course, even if this is the Chaos story. Though now I guess it's all one big story because Treyarch can't think of anything original. Round 11 is Doorman, which I automatically failed because I'm playing as a woman. It's simple, I have to have all doors open on the map. Lots of people complained at first about there being too many doors on Voyage, and what are those babies crying about? There are only 21. Oh shit, that is a lot. Anyway, no harm, no foul, I got it done. This is actually a great round for getting points because the game spawns far more zombies than you'd normally get in a round in order to make sure you actually do get the doors open. I gotta say, it's actually easier here than when I did the 9 Gauntlet last year. I think the doors are cheaper overall here, because there are at least two 2,000 point doors on 9. Thankfully, a double points showed up to further pad my wallet, because I'm looking rather poor after getting into LEGO modular sets. Not to mention when I drop all that money on Rivendell for my wife. But with that tangent to pad out the video length done, I huffed stamina. The first stoker of the game showed up, but little old me had a sword and cannon to give him a terrible severance package. I annihilated what few brain cells I had left after watching the Minecraft movie, which led to me pack a bunch of the Essex as high as it could go before ending the round. The next round consists of ankle biters. Round 12's Crawling with Zombies is a round where you're only attacked by crawlers. A rare sight to see in Black Ops 4, but you are actually able to make them. It's just not very easy to do so. I ignored a nuke that I saw because I figured points were more important than maintaining my lazy appearance, which is why I recorded this gauntlet during work hours. Not much to say. I killed the crawlers in the dining hall, a room you'll be seeing a lot in this video. Round 13, the lucky round, repackaged. You need to have a repacked gun by the end of the round, and I accomplished that feat no more than an hour ago. I'm being very liberal with my use of specialist weapons because... and had failed this gauntlet more than a few times at this point. On round 14, I failed to reveal my perk allergy to my primary physician, and now I can't use my perks, as you can see by the big red X over them. It's actually pretty interesting because normally you only see that over guns or equipment depending on your challenge, so taking away your perks is actually a pretty cool idea. Back in the dining room, I went for some zombie al dente. You can see on round 15 that they gave me my perks back, which is very thoughtful of them, because buying them again would have been annoying. Pooped is pretty straightforward. You have to deal with the consequences of eating dairy without having taken any lactate. I shit you not, and no pun intended, I would have failed this gauntlet if I had to do it in reality. But really, you just defend the poop deck. Before this gauntlet, this was my training area of choice on Voyage of Despair due to the semi-spacious area to train around. But it really is a lot harder without the Kraken. Eventually though, I finished the round. Round 16, lever again. Another Essex round, hooray. Since it's the Essex Model 7, I think they missed an opportunity to make a few James Bond puns. They were close with never say lever, but think about it. Tomorrow Lever Dies was right there. Maybe stretch it a bit with Die a Lever Day? You'll never guess who my favorite James Bond is. Anyway, the dining hall once again was my home base because I found it a lot easier to train without using the Kraken or equipment. I stayed for dessert on round 17 for head games where you need to battle against the band Foreigner for control of the Sentinel artifact. You can tell my antidepressants are working with all these shitty jokes in this video. It's headshot kills only, so with how straight the zombies line up in the dining hall, it's easy to plow through them. After thinning the herd, I got rejected by the mystery box before ending the round by blowing up a fireboy. Now this round will really test your self-control. Powerless. You can't grab any power-ups, and oh boy does this game love to throw them at you for this challenge. Feels like every other zombie drops something just to tempt you with its green glow. This is also the downside to the dining hall training strategy, as it's pretty narrow at some spots, which makes it easy to either get caught or have to double back. Maybe this challenge will help your training. While rewatching the footage to write my script, I threw a Wraithfire and like 10 power-ups spawned at once. The nice thing about this round though is that when you finish it, you can actually grab the power-ups that are still there. Missing the points is round 19, and when you get hurt, your wallet also cries. Once more I stayed in the dining hall to keep my tushy safe, like when you use a roll of Charmin Ultra Soft. Your specialist gives you armor, so I was happy to use it in order to get it to rank 3, which is also a fun time. Surprisingly, I took little to no damage, so I finished the round with a nice fat wad in my pants. Of points. Of course. Round 20 is Engine Room Rumble, and you have to kill 10 stokers in, you guessed it, the engine room. Thankfully it wasn't the bedroom or there'd be strokers. Last time I made a Billy Squire joke, so now we've just descended into pure lowbrow comedy on this channel. My level 3 specialist had a field day with these flamboyant guys, blasting them to pieces with cannon fire and a sword. Speaking of level 3 specialist, round 21 is level-headed, and you have to have a level 3 specialist weapon. Again, mission accomplished. The Voyage in Despair and Blood of the Dead gauntlets are great for getting things done early. You'll see the Blood gauntlet soon enough from me as well. Put in the comments if you want to see that or Alpha Omega next. I don't really care. I'm still working on the scripts for both. I got a fire sale at the end of the round, which I spun the box in hope of getting a homunculus, but it came up empty as always. The RNG on this map especially is brutal. Round 22 is Cat Fight, where you need to kill 10 catalyst zombies using the right reactive alternate ammo type. How do you know what the right AAT is? According to Treyarch, the answer is fuck you. But friendly online people say that water is weak to electric, poison to water, fire to poison, electric to fire. It's all there if you read the tie-in comments that give crucial backstory like, why were the Victus frozen in Blood of the Dead? How do these people know Alistair Rhodes? Why is there a zombie Richtofen? Freaking Blundell, man. Kilowatt on my KN-57 and Firebomb on my Essex, though. I killed 9 of the 10 I needed, but I was at the last few zombies of the round without hitting the goal. I was just able to maneuver my way to the Pack-a-Punch machine to get brain rot on my gun via watching zombie reaction videos and ended the round. Now for the single meanest challenge in this gauntlet. Press start. You get your starting weapon back. That's right, stuck in the pits of the ship with only my strife. Thankfully I grabbed my favorite wall gun, the ICR-7, threw one upgrade on it and rode like the wind. Seriously, round 23 with only one Pack-a-Punch on a gun in Black Ops 4 is not an ideal situation by any measure. Just look at how I can't even kill these zombies. Thankfully they didn't take away my Wraith Fires or I'd quit and call it a night. At 2 in the afternoon or whatever, when in doubt, I'm BO4. Wraith Fires are the key. Though if you doubt the Wraith Fires, you probably haven't played the game to begin with. After some more box spinning in the hopes of getting the homunculus, I ended up with the goated Hellion Salvo as well as the S6 Stingray, which I've previously called the second best gun in the game behind the Salvo. Not wanting to blow myself up quite yet, I decided to throw a max Pack-a-Punch level on the Stingray and only one on the Salvo. Without PhD, there was no guarantee that I would survive the rocket's red glare after all. After dropping 5,000 points on the Salvo upgrade, I immediately got rid of it for the much safer Kraken. What can I say? I'm a waster. Much like my lifestyle, round 24 is unhealthy. You replenish your draining health with kills and it took over half my health before a single zombie got in the dining room. Splendid. Fortunately, killing them replenishes more than the drain itself, so as long as you don't sit there picking your nose, you'll do fine. Nukes even completely fill you up because those kills also count towards healing. Finally though, after plenty of dead zombies and far less drained health, I completed the round with my Specialist and Stingray. As a golfer, I appreciate round 25 being called for. You need to defend the forecastle without your Specialist. Thanks to Marlton on Togder Toten, I know the proper way to pronounce this part of the ship at the expense of sounding like a conceited douche. So I sound the exact same as I always do. I unfortunately hadn't upgraded my Kraken before this, but it's still extremely powerful against the assholes. I got stuck and thought I made the cleanest escape with the Wraith Fire and Instakill, but a Fire Catalyst boy had the great thought to bust all over me. Reminds me of when I had 2 different roommates try to get in my bed on separate occasions. Greek life is weird, that's why I didn't join. Fast Times at 26 high was next, and I had to finish the round in 2 minutes. Kind of tough sounding? Hell yeah it is. I stayed put in the forecastle and threw everything I could possibly muster into the horde of zombies because that's the only way shit gets done around here. Thankfully I still had ammo left in my Kraken for the area of effect damage, but it sure would have been easier if Ekum Bokum came out of the mystery box and helped me out. That's just how it rolls, I guess, but I finished the round regardless thanks to my elite gamer skills. Elite gamer skills? What the hell is this, 2004? Round 27 was unfortunately better late than never, so I got rid of my Stingray in order to purchase the Essex one final time.
Keep an eye out for you, Stingray.
Yeah. See ya.
Now, one might assume that trading in the mostly full max Pack-a-Punch Stingray instead of the unpacked, completely empty Kraken was the wrong move. One would be correct, but one would also not get to flex one's sack circumference. I made my way to the cargo hold and trained like an absolute animal in order to Pack-a-Punch my Essex as many times as possible. Seriously, not to pat my back too hard for fear of breaking my own arm, but I generally don't think I've ever trained this well in my life, at least not since the pre-EXP share days in Pokemon. But eventually I upped the Essex to nearly max level, grabbed a shield, and once again went to the dining room for some steak. Back in high school I was on a cruise for a band trip and had steak every single night with molten chocolate lava cake for dessert. It was glorious. Wait, I'm recording a video? Right. I killed the zombies and Pack-a-Punched my Kraken just in time for round 28. Heads up deactivated. Where your HUD is deactivated. Real plot twist there, I know. With Kraken in hand, I was set to do business in the engine room. I wasn't sure if I had the water catalyst foot to upgrade the Kraken yet, but thankfully there were a fair amount of water enemies down there and I picked up a foot. I hoped I did at least. There wasn't a prompt. I upgraded my Kraken, but it turns out it was the poison variant. Better than nothing. I vaporized some zombies back in the dining room as well as a Blight Father because I didn't want to leave him out of the fun. Finally, at the end of the round, I got the lovely water part and converted the Kraken into the water variant, the one I consider the best since it's not useless against the Blightfather like the electric one. On my way back, I traded in the Essex for the ICR-7 and ended the round. Round 29 is unpacked, and as the name implies, you can only use unpack-a-punched guns. Round 29 without pack-a-punch is absolutely diabolical, but it wouldn't be a challenge if the game just gifted you the Hellion salvo. So once more into the dining room, and at this point I've probably ingested 6,000 calories and will most likely be featured on my 600-pound life. You ever watch those kind of shows and feel better about only being regularly fat? As you probably guessed, Wraithfires had to carry me to the promised land, like me carrying my friend in our multi-battle Pokemon tournament in college. No offense to him, we did win it all after all. Even with Wraithfires and insta-kills, I didn't have enough to make it to the end of the round, so I had to switch out my ICR for none other than the garbage swordfish on the staircase. For those unfamiliar, the swordfish is a 4-round burst weapon that isn't good on round 6, let alone round 29. But at least it's in a convenient location, so it could have been a lot worse. I also had a Mastercraft on it, which I kinda regret wasting my cases on because I rarely used the thing. Anyway, finally I got to the end of the round and finished the Blightfather. Round 30 is the grand finale. You have to clear the grand staircase, but despite the fun wording, it's just a defend section. That's the thing about Gauntlets. Some final rounds are an abbreviated version of the boss fight, while others are defend rounds. I probably made it harder on myself by exclusively hanging out in this one section rather than using the whole staircase, but I felt pretty confident with the Kraken and my specialist. Hordes of Catalyst, Stokers, and even Blightfathers battle you to prevent you from uniting with Kate Winslet, but I blasted holes in anything that moved with the Kraken, including the ship. I completed the Gauntlet and even flawlessly this run, but make no mistake, it took me a few attempts to get through this one. That's when I remembered I was on the Titanic and the ship sunk and I died anyway. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more Gauntlets coming soon. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment what you'd like to see next. And while you're at it, why don't you sign over your firstborn to me and give me your social security number.